Oh, jadi di bawah lahan sendiri. Anjir pamit dengan Leno.
At all times, please do remain seated at all times. Now, as a courtesy to our animal friends, we're going to want to try to keep our voices down. We are going on to a real reserve with real animals, so I would hate to spook any animals in the area. But first on our adventure today is going to be the Little Attorney Forest. Now, please hang on to any personal items as it can get quite bumpy here on the safari. Alrighty, looks like we're gonna see, maybe, there it is, there's an okapi. Our first animal off to the right hand side is an okapi. It has the stripes on its legs. Now the animal with the orange on its back, or the orange coloring with the white stripes, that's gonna be a bongo off to the left hand side. That greater kudu is just crossing in the road right now. Oh, and there's a saddle-billed stork.
Lisa.
My bad.
No, go.
Looks like it's gonna cross the road. So we're just gonna let it do that. It's a saddle-billed stork. There we go. Thank you for moving out of our way. Now that is a saddle-billed stork. That bird that was crossing in the right path. The saddle-billed stork do get their name from their bill. That yellow coloring does look like a saddle on it, so that's why I get the name. Now right now, those animals that look like a deer, that's going to be a greater kudu. Greater kudu can weigh up to as large as 750 pounds. They can also jump 8 feet in the air. Alright. Now those saddle-billed stork that we saw, they actually do not communicate through vocalization. Instead, they communicate through the rattling of their bills. Was there a rhino?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, you really are sleeping. You do look like a rock. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a black rhino that you do see sleeping down that looks like a giant rock. I could barely see it myself. That is going to be a black rhino. Black rhinos are mostly solitary animals, meaning that they like to be alone. They don't like anybody else around them. The only exception is going to be a mother and her baby. Alrighty. Now it's time to head out of the Little Attorney Forest and head on to our next adventure, my friends. We're going to head towards the Safi River. Now here at Safi's, we're going to be looking out for animals that do like the river just a little bit more. Now those grayish birds that you see, the grayish birds with the big bill, those are going to be pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans do get their name from the pink coloring that occurs on their back during mating season. Alright. Now we are going to see if we can see any hippopotamuses in these waters here. Hippos, while they can swim, they actually choose to walk or run along the river floor. Yeah, as we round the corner, you'll get a nice look at them. There's one that's out of the water. hippos can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. They do spend most of their time in water, so it's nice that they can hold their breath for up to a long time. Alright, my friends, please do sit down as I will not be able. Alrighty. Just gonna make sure everyone is seated before we cross over this bridge. That is gonna be a Nile crocodile that you see. Now those crocodiles are about as long as a giraffe is tall. Now oftentimes you'll see crocodiles putting eggs in their mouth and rattling them around a little bit. That'll put incubation, also known as hatching. Now it's time to move on out of the Sabi River and into one of my favorite areas of the safari. We're heading towards the savannah. Out in the savannah you can see some of the more recognizable animals, such as giraffes and maybe some zebras or two. Now right now we're going to be passing a baobab tree up to the right hand side, otherwise known as the Tree of Life. That's because when water does get scarce out here in the savannah, animals will poke holes in it to get water out of its trouble. Alrighty, it looks like I can see some animals out here. Now as a reminder, we are going to try to stay as quiet as possible when we see these animals. I know we get excited, so do I. But we are guests in their home, so I would hate to scare an animal away, especially because we are going to get right nice and close to them. And it looks like I can see a giraffe already off to the right-hand side. That's going to be a Maasai giraffe. We're going to get a better view as we round this corner. Yeah. Now, giraffes are one of the tallest animals in the world. They spend most of their life standing up. They actually give birth standing up. So for that little one, it's about a 6-foot drop as soon as it is born. Alrighty, now here in this den over here off to the left-hand side, you're going to see some African painted dogs. Those African painted dogs get their name from the paint-like coloring that does occur, that is on their coat. I'm just taking a nice snooze. This one's hot out there for them. Now these African painted dogs are one of the most successful predators out here on the savannah. They have about a 90% success rate, while animals such as lions only have about a 30% success rate. And it looks like you can see some of the newest additions to the reserve. You can see some of maybe you can't see one of the babies. Yeah, all the way back. It's going to be a baby Hartman Mountain zebras. And those antelopes that you see in the back corner, those can be sable antelopes. Now those zebras, they will actually only drink milk from their mother. Zebras, just like how humans have our own unique fingerprint, zebras have their own unique stripe pattern. So that is how a baby is able to tell its mother out of an entire group of zebras, also known as a dazzle. It looks like we are going to get a little bit of a better view of that Maasai giraffe. We do know that it is a Maasai giraffe because of its spots. Those spots are a little bit more splotchy. They're not as clean cut, not as straight. So that's how we know that it is a Maasai giraffe. A group of giraffes is called a tower. Now, oftentimes, if you ever ride the Jungle Cruise at Magic Kingdom, they'll joke that a group of scared giraffes is called a Tower of Terror. You're just coming right towards us. How's it going? Yeah, you're doing really good. So am I. Now, if you ever look at a giraffe's tongue, you'll notice that it's a more darkish color. That's because their tongue contains a chemical compound called melanin that acts as a natural form of sun protection. Giraffes like to eat, and they like to eat a lot. we are going to see some wildebeest off here to the
Comme
right hand
mais
side.
moi la télévision tout non.
Now, wildebeest do like to travel together. They travel in herds called
Comme ça on peut
confusions.
faire.
Now, sometimes those confusions can be as large as 1.5 million during the Great Migration out in Africa. Now, during the Great Migration, they can even stir up a dust cloud, which can be seen from space. Looks like you can see some more giraffes off to the left-hand side. Now, giraffes are pretty unique in how they fight off predators. They actually fight off predators using their
Ouais,
necks.
j'ai appris ça avec Angélie. Si on me le dit, on me dit une belle femme, on dit une belle.
And it looks like these trees, they may have been toppled over a little bit. Maybe
Non, t'as
someone
qu'à faire la
stepped
sur
on
pour
them.
côté pour passer.
Looks like we may be getting into some elephant country. So please keep your eyes peeled. Looks like you can see an African elephant off to the right-hand side. That is a great view of that African elephant. We do know that it is an African elephant because of the shape of its ears, which are in the shape of the continent of Africa. Now you'll notice that the elephants do wave their ears back and forth. That's to help them cool down a little bit. Those ears have a lot of blood vessels in them, so by waving them back and forth, just means that they're getting a little too